Hey, hello everyone. Welcome back to SphereSkill, the channel empowering tomorrow's learning through practical and real-world technology tutorial. In today's video, we will walk through with a complete guide on how to improve your email deliverability and ensure your messages consistency land into inbox. We have already seen how we can able to host our email using Office 365, and from the scratch we have started and created a trial and enabled and configured the Outlook and send and receive emails in our last session. So if you guys have not seen that, I will leave the card on the top. You can pick up and review those three parts of the video, and you can also see this as a separate video also. This is not a continuous to the previous session, but it will be help you to how you can able to understand on the email hosting person. Otherwise, as a email deliverability, this is the major challenge where all business are facing through, and their emails are been landed into spams where it is not been received by the client. So this is one of the major email challenges which all businesses are facing. So I am Jay Ganeshan, your trainer here at SphereSkill, who is having 15 plus years of experience and a concrete 10 years plus of experience in hosting emails and making the emails successfully deliverable to your inbox. Okay, so you have any queries or concern with your email system where it is landing into spam, please leave me a message. I will revert to you. Don't forget to subscribe and click on the bell icon to get all the information which I post you to your notification. Let us see what is our today's objective here. So in this video, we will cover how to check if your IP or domain is blacklisted, what SPF, DKIM and DMARC really means, how each record functions, what quarantine and reject policy actually do, why email signing helps your spam protection, and best practice like avoiding blacklisted links and removing images from signature. See, this signature is your email signature, what you add tailing to your email, and signing email is something different which we will see here. So today we will be seeing this through theoretically. I will walk you through with my presentation, and we will see practically by tomorrow in a next session. Okay, on the interest of time, so I want to divide the practical session as a separate and the theoretical session as a separate, so that we can cover all this topic in one session here. Let us start. So in the first section, we are going to see how email deliverability works, understanding the email deliverability. Okay, email deliverability refers to your ability to deliver email in making the emails landed into client's inbox or recipient inbox to whom you are sending. So how do this happens? This happens based on the email reputation. So your domain will carry a reputation, your email will carry a spam score. So this is being monitored globally. Each and every email and each and every domain is being monitored, and based on this reputation, straight away your emails will land into spam. So it is not advisable to send any kind of a marketing or solicited mail using your regular email uh, domain. So if you want to have a email marketing, so how to have this, we will cover it in our further session. So you please stay tuned and continue with us. We will have all the topics covered here. Next, poor configuration and bad domain reputation. If your domain is having a very high spam score, definitely yes, any users who is going to send email from that domain is going to land into spam. There is no doubt about that. And missing authentication records. So this is one of the important factors where, be it Outlook or be it Google, any big players are monitoring this authentication and email reputation very carefully. If your email is having a spam score or you are missing any authentication header, 100% sure that this is going to be land into the spam. So how to improve this, that is what we are going to see in our session today. So checking IP and domain blacklist, that is the core factor of your domain. Okay, so when you are purchasing a domain, if that domain is already being blacklisted in any bodies, so there are multiple blacklist bodies are there, black hole, and a few bodies which can able to give you why it is blacklisting. And even if it is blacklisting, when you are purchasing a domain, you can also request that this domain I'm purchasing it now, can you whitelist it? Some bodies will allow you to whitelist, some will not be. In on the other end, your IP addresses also will carry a reputation, and that will be also blacklisted. So if that is being blacklisted, so you have to whitelist your IP address, or if you are using a static IP for the communication, let us say it is a on premises hosted email server, then you will be working on your static IP address. In that case, if the static IP address has been blacklisted, so you have to change your static IP address quickly. Otherwise, you have to whitelist this static IP address. In that case, if it is not been happen, then 90% of your email what is being sent is going to be land in your spam. Okay, and what is SPF, what is DKIM, and what is DMARC, which is we are going to see in our further session. I will explain you in detail. And so checking your email server IP address. So this is very important. Okay, your IP address will carry what reputation you have also. And if it is being blacklisted, definitely emails will not land. So I will show in the next session like how we can able to identify if an IP or a domain is being blacklisted, and I will also give you my guidance how we can able to whitelist such type of blacklisted details, and few bodies only will accept uh, like making it whitelisted, and they will take the feedback, and a few will not be accepting it. So in my experience, I was unable to whitelist a couple of IP address. In that case, we have changed the IP address itself. So that depends on your service provider, internet service provider. So we can get it changed. The next point is like what is SPF record. So SPF stands for Sender Policy Framework. So it is a framework based protocol where a record which defines who is the authorized server to send your domain email, that will be defined in this section. So here let us take you are going to send using Microsoft Exchange, your SPF record will be like Outlook protection email will be there. And also if you are going to send using your application, let us say you want to integrate the email into your application, and you want to send auto mailer, or you want to alert someone using that email through your application, then where is that application is hosted, what is the IP address of that application or the domain name of the application has to be included in your SPF record. So if this is not been included, then as per your configuration, this framework is not included with the newly hosted email, sorry, newly sending server IP address. In that context, it will fail, it will land it into spam, or it will be rejected by the other recipient server. So it is very important that we have to add this record very carefully, where all your allowed email servers or applications and marketing email servers are being added into SPF record. What is marketing email? So we might be using a third party application like Zoho, who is having a very strong marketing mails, or sending a external mails, means it will be sent from a different email server, not from your email server, and which will be delivered to recipient as you have sent it. So for those records, it is very much important that the SPF records are being added into that. So next session, DKIM records. So what is DKIM? It stands for Domain Key Identification Mail. So this will add an signature, that is digital signature, to each and every email which is been sent through your domain. So how to configure this? We have to add a digital key to your email server, and that digital key will be carrying an prefix. Along with the prefix, it has to be added in your DNS record. Okay, so this record, if it is been added, and this digital key will be used to encrypt your email and add a prefix header that this particular email is been validated and it is been signed by the sending server. So doing so will increase your reputation, and also will increase the email deliverability into landing into a inbox, because the recipient server will trust this particular email is being authenticated and sent by a reputed sender, right? So this will help you to make your email landed into your inbox. So it is very much important. We will see in the next session how we can able to make this configured and how to add it into our email system. Okay, so we have created our Outlook system, right? Office 365 basic trial, in which we will add this DKIM and how it works we will see. Next session, DMARC records. What is DMARC? DMARC stands for Domain Based Message Authentication, Reporting and Conformance. So what it will do, it will use SPF and DKIM to validate and result to get whether you are a authenticated sender or not. Okay, so if your email is coming through SPF configured servers and whether it is been digitally signed, it will check. If it is not in this category, if it fails to validate, then you are going to instruct the receiver, that is your recipient server, how to handle such type of emails. Let us say some other third party is sending an mail on behalf of your domain. So whether they can able to sign or they can add SPF records to your records, it is not possible, right? So in such cases, how do the recipient server has to handle those emails? So that is what we are going to configure in the policy. So here what it says, we are having P equal to none, which will be means it will only monitor it. Okay. Then P equal to quarantine means put suspicious email in spam. So what happens? The recipient body, if you put into quarantine policy, so those emails will be landed into quarantine. So the recipient body will have an admin who can able to monitor the quarantine sessions, and if they feel like this is an authenticated mail, it will be released by a manual observation. So in many companies they miss to do this, so these mails will not be delivered at all if it is being quarantined. If P is equal to reject, then whatever the emails which are being sent, which is not being falling into this SPF validation or DKIM validation, the recipient server will reject all those emails. So what will happen if the unauthorized emails are being sent? You are instructing recipient server to reject those percentage here. So on what percentage it has to be rejected? For example, in a day, if you are sending 1,000 emails from your domain, you can say like 10 percentage which can be rejected. So that will be 10 emails will be rejected. So remaining things which will be sent to the quarantine, so that can be configured in the policies. So this is what a DMARC which will do. Next is email signing for spam protection. This is very important. So when we have added the DKIM, that is your domain key identifier with a specific domain identifier name in your DNS, and we can instruct the email server to digitally sign this email. So every signed email will be encrypted and will be treated as a good reputation by the receiving mail server. Okay, so it cannot be tampered. Once it has been encrypted, it cannot be tampered during the transit. It gains the authenticity, so it will improve your reputation. So spam filters will treat this as a more trustworthy email which has been sent by a reputed domain. Okay, so this will avoid spoofing, because you are sending emails from a signed mail server, right? So what is spoofing? Spoofing is something like a email which is being sending as if it is you. So in the last session, we have created a Office 365 Outlook for our domain SphereSkill.info. Now, if some other mail server is sending us a SphereSkill.info, whether that is correct? No, right? Until I authorize that this particular SPF record is allowed to send. If not, what will happen? Their email server will be sending as if Outlook is being sending. Right. So that is what spoofing. So that is a very bigger concept. We will see this in our later section. but this will get completely avoided because you are digitally signing and encrypting the emails. So spoofing and then spams which has been sent by the other email hackers will be completely avoided here. So that is why it is recommended to sign each and every email. Next, signature as a best practice. Okay, this is where each companies will miss to add a spam score into their emails, whatever they are sent. See, please remember, every email what you are going to send will add a spam score. Okay, so if you are not making it tidy, making it clean to make your emails as a limited to your spam score, then it will be landed into spam. So what is a spam score? How it is being calculated? We will see in our later session. For example, now if your spam score is and above 4 and or 5, then definitely yes, we will have a policy to quarantine these emails and then put it into either into spam or it will be monitored by an admin. Okay. So try to avoid adding images to your signature. Okay. And also businesses having a practice of adding their website or group companies website into the email signature, where these websites IP addresses, whether it is being blacklisted or it is having a good reputation, that also has to be monitored. Anything you add into email, the recipient will validate each and every section in that email. Okay, so you might be not aware that this particular website is being blacklisted. Adding that website in your signature will make this particular email also landed into spam. So we have a very high moment where this was been identified after days of research. Okay, so we have identified that our website was been in our blacklist, and we have make that blacklisted to be whitelisted. How we converted, we will see it later. Then our email started landing into a proper shape in inbox. Okay, so what we will see, what is the summary. We To improve your email deliverability, regularly check IP domain and the blacklist of your domain. Not only your domain, your website also. Your website has to be scanned for virus. Okay, so how to website will get a virus? It will get. So you should have a mechanism to check your website if it is been having virus or not. Okay, and if you are having a any kind of sales or e-commerce in your website, please ensure that your website is very clean, because you are going to land up into a transaction which is very high secured, and it is very important that you have a good reputation there. Okay, then configure accurate SPF, DKIM and DMARC. DMARC is very very important nowadays. Outlook started very strict monitoring on DMARC. If DMARC is not been added to your domain, any emails which is been sent to Outlook will get blocked. Okay, which what does it mean? You are having a email hosted in a different party, even be it Google or someone else. If the DMARC records are not been configured, Outlook will not receive the email. It will straightly reject it. Okay, so major of the industries are using Outlook because that is a authenticated business, where which will help you to interconnect with your domain, interconnect with your system, and which will help you to perform a single sign-on operation, and it will connect with your application also, where user doesn't need to enter their email and password. So that is what single sign-on. So I'm going to take you how to configure single sign-on for an application, and we are going to see a realistic .NET based application, how we can connect the single sign-on. Okay, that we will see in our future session. So for today, this is very important. DMARC is DMARC, quarantine, and then reject. Reject is a best practice, and slowly you can improve your reject ratio. So why I am saying reject ratio, you slowly improve it, because in the day one, if you reject all 100% of the mail, so what will happen? So you might be not aware, there are some transactions or emails which has been flowing, which is not having your proper authentication. Okay, you might be not noticed, it is not your fault, but your business may require that. It is like, it may be some kind of automation. Let us say you are getting an consignment, and for that consignment you might be having an auto alert mechanism. In that cases, those emails will get rejected, right? So such type of things has to be very carefully handled. That is why the ratio has to be increased slowly, so that you can monitor how this quarantine policy is working with your reputation. We can get a reports on daily basis and domain basis also. For example, you are sending an email to SphereSkill.tech, and that, what is the rejection ratio and who has to receive this particular email, that also can be configured. Okay, so how to configure this, in tomorrow's session we will see complete practical about this. So let us keep this very theoretical today, so that I can cover all the topic in one session. So that is what I would like to have, and I have splitted this. And avoid images in signature, avoid blacklisted link. Please check all your email signature links or any link which you are going to add it. Check if it is blacklisted. If it is blacklisted, then 100% I'm sure like this particular mail will go and land it into spam. Send relevant and clean content. Okay, do not always make high importance. Okay, you have a feature in Outlook or any email services that high importance will be always marked. Okay, high importance is to be considered only you are sending an important email. Otherwise, when you send all mails with high importance, your spam score towards those high importance also will get increased. So the recipient server will negligibly handle your high important mails. Whereas if you carefully handle that high importance, and where for the important mails, if you mark it, 100% sure that this particular important mail will land it into the inbox, right? So maintain domain reputation is very important. And if you send unsocialized mail, or if you are sending marketing mail from your regular domain, and where your website is also being monitored or hosted, then you will lose your domain reputation. So how to handle it? We have to handle very carefully here. And there are so many third parties applications are being available. The best one could be the Zoho Mail. Okay, where they can send emails on behalf of you. So we can configure the SPF record and the DKIM record. It will be also sent as a digitally signed email, and will ensure that it is being landed into their inbox, so that your domain reputation will not go down. So that is what they were doing. That is a very bigger subject. We will not enter into that now, but that is how your domain can be maintain the reputation, and your website can maintain the reputation. So it is very important on that aspect. Okay, so this is what for the today's session, and I thank everyone for going through with this video, which I hope this will be very informative for you. And if you are facing any kind of email deliverability challenges, or if your emails are being landing into spam, please leave me a message or reach out to me. I'm sure I can able to help you out, guys, and we can get out from the email deliverabilities issues. Okay, so please don't forget to click like, and then click on the bell icon, and do subscribe and follow me on my Facebook and also on my website, where we have a lot more information, and I am bringing up with a lot more training videos. Stay tuned and stay with me. Okay, so we will go together, and we will have a lot more things to learn. See you everyone. Thank you. See you in my next video. So next video which I am planning to host for the Excel basic. So in this session we will be starting from the basic of the Excel, and we are going to cover as a advanced Excel, where scripting and then validating using scripting will be used. Okay, so that we will cover it as a separate topic. Thank you everyone.